succulent growers, I'm Lynn and welcome to Desert Plants of Avalon. And in today's video I've got a repotting video for you, and this time it's 4 gorgeous little cuties, Echinocereus rigidissimus, commonly known as the rainbow cacti. And these 4 little cutes here, these were gifted to us from our wonderful friends Daz and Edith at Cactimania here on YouTube. And these are actually cuties that Daz has grown himself from seed. So they're gorgeous little rainbow cacti, and I potted them up last year. They've grown quite a lot since, as you can see here from if you saw the original video of the unboxing. But it's time to pot them on because they're in these little tiny little shot glasses, as they call them, and they definitely need a pot on now. So I thought I'd do this little video as well. And if you're not familiar with Daz and Edith's amazing YouTube channel, Cactimania, do go over and check them out. I'll link Daz and Edith's channel up above. Do go over and subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe to me too. So then guys, the rainbow cactus, Echinocereus rigidissimus, is obviously called the rainbow cactus because of its gorgeous red colours. And I used to have a larger one of these that I'd had for many years, but sadly it died off. It got a bad case of, I think it was spider mite a few years ago, and it just died off. It didn't recover. So I was very happy to have these from Daz, and extra special he's grown them from seed as well. And they go a gorgeous sort of red colour in full sun, and beautiful bands of lovely deep burgundy red going all the way around them, which is hence the name rainbow cactus. They're a pretty easy cactus to grow. They can be rock prone, so they're a cactus that when you're watering you have to make sure the soil is totally dried out before watering again. And as a result, because we're waiting for the greenhouse still, these cuties I've had indoors in my bedroom window with some of Daz's other little beauties that he gave us, so they're extra protected. But it's time to pot them on. A well draining cactus soil that dries out quickly in between waterings. I'm going to show you the soil mix I've made up here, and then have a nice sunny spot, plenty of sunshine. They're pretty cold hardy if you can keep them dry over the winter rest period, so that's always important. Because these are still young, I'm going to probably overwinter these again for the second time I've got them indoors this year in the window, and may have to give them a wee bit of water during the winter time because they're still quite small. But once they reach a mature size, after about 5 years or so, you can overwinter them in a greenhouse if you keep them at a minimum of 5°C, 41 Fahrenheit. And the usual pests you need to be careful of, spider mites, mealybugs and things like that. But other than that, they're pretty easy going cactus to grow. So the soil mix I like to use with the majority of my cacti and succulents is roughly about 3 equal parts of loam, grit and horticultural sharp sand. In this case I'm out of grit, so I'm having to use perlite, but that's not really a problem. Perlite is a good substitute for grit as well. It does the same thing, but the only thing I find with perlite, it has a habit of floating up to the surface after a couple of years if you don't carry on repotting. However, because these are small and I'm probably going to be potting these on again next year, it's not really going to be a problem. The most important thing is that you use a very well draining soil, so that just show you here how it should be with your hands like that. It should be loose. It shouldn't stick. See there, it should be loose there, and that means that the water, when you water them, it drains and doesn't stay too wet or soggy or not too clayey or anything like that. And next size up, I never like to go too big of a pot. I always like to go just the next size up, especially with young cacti, because if I was to pot this into a big pot, say one that size, you know, and when it comes to watering and things like that, there's too much soil around. It can encourage root rot, so it's really careful you only just go up one size. So then, as I always like to do, gently squeeze the little pot, or the whatever it is you've got them in, turn it round there. I like to shake a little bit of the soil off, check the root system. Always good to check the root systems when you're repotting cacti, regardless of the size, because this is where things like root mealybugs, vine weevils and other type of insect pests, fungus, gnat larvae, anything, love to hide. This is pretty good. Great little root system there. So they had cute little root systems when Dad and Edith gave them us last year, but it's grown even more. And I'm using practically the same soil mix, all but perlite is dead grit, but it won't be a problem, as I say. It'll be the same there. So I'm going to get them all out first. Little cutie puddings. And I'm way behind my repottings this year, guys. And the reason for that is because those of you know I've been without the greenhouse for a long time. So I've not been able to pot up a lot of the cacti I needed to, because a lot of them are all outdoors. And, they have to be kept dry when you repot. So I might be very busy once they come indoors doing a lot of repottings. There we go. That one. It's amazing how they're, obviously Daz sort of sowed all these at the same time, but how they all grow at different rates. You can see they've still got a good little root system, but it's a much smaller little one. So it is funny how they're all their own little individuals. The last one here, gently squeeze out. You need to be very careful as well, that the less you damage the roots when you're repotting on, the better. The only time I would really sort of detangle roots is if it was very massive roots, or obviously if there was pests or anything, I'd have to treat it before potting up. But these, as you can see, very gently loosen in there. The less I have to touch the roots, the better there. So that's all these 4 little cuties all out here. And now I'm going to be putting a bit of the soil in at the bottom, just a little bit at the bottom there. And they're going to love this new soil as well. So I'll make sure we don't put too much in. And the first one, place it in, like so. This is where a little spoon comes in handy. Just a little tap so it all goes around. Sweeties. Daz and Edith, thank you so much for these little sweetie puddings. I've got quite a few others that Daz and Edith gave us that I'll need to be potting on very soon as well too. So that's it, a bit of a gentle tap. Happy days. That's the first one done. Now the second little cutie pudding, again gently rested it in there, a bit the soil around. That's it. And then what I do when I pot them up, I don't give them any water then for at least a week to 10 days. And these are going to be going up anyway, back into the bedroom window with all the other cuties that Daz sent. And I don't have to worry about protecting them from rain like I do with a lot of the ones that are already out here. So I won't be giving them any water now for about 10 days. So as I say, it's coming to the end of the growing season anyway, so I will be holding back on a lot of the watering. It's a good time to get these potted up. So that's the second one, and then I'll show you, rather than show you and bore you too long with the rest of the 2, I'll get these potted up and show you what they look like when they've all been done. That's all these 4 cutie puddings all potted up, and now I'm just going to put a little bit of top dressing on the top. This isn't a necessity, but it always finishes it off nice. So just a bit of grit on the top here, just to finish them off nicely. Oh, they're so sweet. I always like to finish them off with a little bit of grit on the top there. One. Sweet puddings. So as I say, these are going to go back up into my little bedroom window, and then I won't be watering these now for about a week to 10 days. So the weather has been pretty good still, even for September. Even when it's been overcast, been pretty warm, so they get plenty of light and sun in the bedroom window there. They're sweetie pies. Gorgeous. So thank you, Daz and Edith, again. Look at that. Little sweetie puddings all potted up. And you can see the little red appearing on that one. It's so cute. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Do leave a comment in the comments down below, even a heart or smiley face, because every comment really helps the algorithm. Do follow me on Insta and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. Check my website out for lots of growing tips on there and growing cacti and succulents, desertplantsofAvalon.com. And I want to wish you all a fantastic cactus powered day. Oh, they are so cute.